Welcome back to Switch to Linux. We're going to take over the world. Or we're just going to pet a cat. One of the two. This is the camera shy one. She's like, I'm on camera. The world is looking at me. I must run. And the other one doesn't really care. So we're going to be having a look at Ubuntu Mate today. 1804. Just downloaded it and installed it. We're going to go ahead and have a look. Let's jump on over to the comments first. I'm not actually going to look at the web page. We're just going to kind of dive right on in. And I did the minimal install this time instead of the regular install. There's just a few little things that I noted that are a little bit different than in the past. So we'll kind of see what happens there. So anyway, greetings, Lamarck. Hello, Frederico. Hello, JT. Hi. Gail. Good news, got called to produce a radio show. Very good. Where's that airing at? Is it on internet listenable, or is that just something from online? Let me know. Yeah, 4:13, 4 o'clock p.m. I have no idea where in the world YouTube pulls those time zones from. I haven't a clue. I look at the counter up thing because the counter up thing seems to work just fine. But yeah, anyway. Let's see. Alex, greetings. Cameron, hello. Popcorn. Popcorn. I should make some popcorn tonight. That sounds good. Treats to hand. You know, I actually had somebody leave a comment saying the kitty should be left out of the videos. Leave the kitty for your personal life. It drags away from it. So, what do you guys think? Should we just exclude the kitty? Fire the kitty? Should the kitty be fired? Ubuntu theme looks very old, even on Mate. And Durger running from Raspberry and x86. x86, there'd be a neat computer. x86 live USB. Cat is too fat. Actually, he's just excessively fluffy. He's not super fat. He's just excessively fluffy. Let's see. Ubuntu Mate or Ubuntu? Best for old. You know, I mean, Ubuntu is probably best, but I'd still do Ubuntu Mate. I just can't get into LXDE. Lack of XFCE in its diet. Yes, there is a significant lack of XFCE mascot in his diet. There is indeed. I don't see any interesting changes in Ubuntu 1804. Can I review Raspberry x86? I think I can write it down at least, and if I ever look to this list of things, I can probably think about something like that. Let's see, where do I have place? There we are. Raspberry x86. All right. I'm Chatty. Hi, Chatty. How are you? I'm Tom. Greetings, pizza. Ubuntu hasn't changed for years. Yeah. Did I get to reply? Yes, I did. I did not have a chance to read it yet. Keep the kitty. We have things to keep the kitty. Keep the kitty. Keep the kitty. Don't fire the kitty. Did I install Ubuntu Minimal? Yes, I did Ubuntu Minimal. The cat's is an integral part of the show. Nonsense. Keep the kitty. See, I told him for every guy that doesn't like the cat, there's 100 that like the cat. So I said, you know what? The cat's sticking around. The cat generally only makes his appearances in the live shows, and I generally these days I edit out most of the videos and re-release the videos edited. There is very little, if any, cat in the edited video, which is probably why they don't get as many views. But you know, I mean, come on, cat for the win. That's the thing. Can you play CS:GO on Ubuntu? I have no idea. Ask somebody who cares about video games. I don't know. Maybe I should learn some about video games and stuff. I cannot get behind the video game market because to me it is excessively exploitive for the most part. The market itself of gaming. Hello and hi, Lucid Theming. Greetings. Just give the cat a bunch of smaller camera time. Yeah, well, that's what he said. He's on the live shows, but he really doesn't make his way into the final edited versions of stuff much anymore. About Cat Ubuntu. Well, actually, he uses Puppy Linux. The cat uses Puppy Linux. Thanks for subscribing. Yes, Blitz Leopard, sub to Blitz Leopard. I did yesterday. All right, Ubuntu 18 on my Switch, and its performance sucks. I didn't expect to be good. See if you can get like a Raspberry Pi or something running on there. The problem with Ubuntu is GNOME. Try like Ubuntu might work a lot better. For some people, cats are evil. Yeah, I'm an Egyptian though. I want the cat. All right. Ubuntu late is late. Mate. I don't know. Latte. Ubuntu Latte is way better and lighter than the crappy GNOME vanilla. Take a look at Wine HQ. Whoever asked about CS:GO, you can use it. I guess you can use it all the time. Hello, Linux Daily. How are you? All right, we're going to go ahead. I need to move my comment stream over here. We're just going to go ahead and get our main operating system here booted up, and then I'll jump on over to that. I'm going to rerun the intro screen, however, so I'm also going to go ahead and I'm not sure if the machine's going to keep my settings the same, so or Mint or Zorin OS. LOL, Egyptian, yep. Hello, Brendan McEllis. How are you? Yeah, you can't spell sometimes. I can't spell most of the times. It's all good. And I'm just glad spell checker's a thing these days. Like, although, you know, I'm so good at spelling, sometimes the spell checker, I mean, I right click, see what this proper spelling is. The thing says, I have no clue what you just wrote. I mean, that's what my spell checker says on a regular basis. But anyway, what do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and rerun the intro. And then we are going to jump on into the video here. After I push the record button. I'm going to remember this time. Welcome back to Switched to Linux. So today we're just going to have a quick look at Ubuntu Mate, and we're going to have a look at the minimal install this time. I've already had a look at a few of the different Ubuntu flavors, including the regular Ubuntu as well, and I wanted to have a look at what the minimal installation looks like. So I installed Ubuntu Mate on my VirtualBox. VirtualBox is running at 6 gigs of RAM and 4 processing cores. And so we're going to go ahead and have a look at what all is inside of here. So go ahead and stay tuned. All right, so we are installed. I installed it. I ran the updates, and from here we are on the login screen. Now, one of the things is that I did not have the option in the install or here on the login screen about any type of data collection. So I have no idea if Ubuntu is actually doing that level of data collection as the regular Ubuntu is or not. So we have introduction, features, get started, community chat rooms, software, get involved, shop, donate, browser selection. Let's go ahead and click on browser selection. I don't remember if that's always been a thing. This is kind of cool. I like this. So right from this screen, you can go Firefox, Chromium, Vivaldi, Google Chrome, Opera, or Brave. So pick your browser. That's actually really cool to have this as those options. So you can go ahead and install the ones that you might like to use. I would generally use Firefox and Chrome. Firefox, by the way, is doing some goofy stuff. We'll probably talk about that on the news tomorrow. But so here we are installing Chromium. So we'll have Firefox and we'll have Chromium. I'm going to guess when this is done, I can probably set from this screen which one the default is. If not, we'll go ahead and figure out where that happens to be. All right, so there we go. So now I can set this as default if I want. So that's kind of cool. So you can go back to there. Let's go ahead and have a look at the shop. What kind of Ubuntu swag? Look at that. Sweet. Ubuntu t-shirts, coffee cups. So if you want to help support Ubuntu, go ahead and check out that store option there. Pick up a coffee cup or something. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, so here is an introduction. So this is just giving us basic intro. Operating system similar to Microsoft, Apple, and Chrome OS. So here's their objectives: accessible to all, increase both Ubuntu and Mate user desktop adoption, which is all good. Ubuntu alternative for computers that aren't powerful enough to run a composite desktop, which is definitely why you might want to run it. Let's go ahead and have a look at the system monitor here real quick. So we are running at 800 megabytes of memory. So that's about half of the RAM that your regular Ubuntu is going to be running with GNOME. So that's kind of what you have there. All right. Community chat room. Here's the software center. I've never really cared for the bouquet, or is it boutique? Excuse me, bouquet. That's software bouquet. There we go. That's me. Software boutique. I've never really cared for it, but let's go ahead and see if they have improved it. First of all, I see that we have a search function now. That was the one thing I really like. What? But let's see how good it works. So if I want to do some Kdenlive video editing, I first should probably start by spelling Kdenlive right. We were talking about not spelling earlier. All right. So here we are. We got Kdenlive. That actually, based on the logo there, that does look like it is currently the most current version of Kdenlive. Let's go ahead and type in just web browser. This is something the GNOME Software Center doesn't work well with, is just typing in like a descriptive keyword, like what am I trying to do? Okay, so I'm kind of seeing that's kind of what my challenge happens to be right here, right? So I am getting a complete password management system. I'm getting Stellarium, an awesome application, but not a web browser. Solitaire card games, that's awesome. Warzone. Yay! Adobe Flash Player. Why, God? Why? And then now we have a variety of browsers. Brave, Chromium, Firefox, Google Chrome. And there's the Tor browser. I'm guessing that's the Tor browser bundle. Let's go ahead and install that. I'm curious to see how that works. Opera, Vivaldi. So one of the things that you see is it's like, it is working better than the GNOME tool, but I'm not sure why we're getting these two items at the top when we type in web browser. But anyway, that's okay. So far, I can say the changes to the software boutique are certainly a whole lot better than, I mean, this is a whole lot better of an application as it used to be. So I can probably withdraw my disdain for this software application. Let's go ahead before we dive too far into this. Let's see what is all on the minimal install. Remember, the only things I've installed are the Tor browser and Chromium. So everything else. Oh, before we dive into that, notice that the menus here are different, at least from 1604, which is the last Ubuntu Mate I've generally used. And I'm not sure if this was also the case with 17. But there used to be the main menu here, which I recall not necessarily being this menu. But you also had your control center menu. You had 3 menus across the top before. Now we only have the one menu, and inside of that menu we have the integration, the control center, universal access, and system tools. Those were extra menus before, so that's all nice and condensed. So I really like that. Let's go ahead and start up a Firefox instance. Here's one of the things I like about Mate is we do have the nice status bar at the top where we have the launch icons, but then we also have the more traditional status bars and things at the bottom, just so I can kind of see what windows and things are open. Enter your email. No, Firefox. Firefox is getting goofy. I'm going to talk more about that on the news, I think. But anyway, let's go ahead and have a look at what is installed on the minimal install here. So accessories, we have our basic system tools: Pluma, Plank, Screenshot Tools, Mate Search Tool, Font Viewer, Calculator, Archive Manager, Character Map. We have our basic administrative tools: Software Updates, Software Boutique, Software, Updater, the Welcome Screen, Users, Groups, Login Windows. Graphics, we have just our basic utilities. I have Mate Color Selection. Remember, we installed Chromium. Firefox was pre-installed. Office, we just have the basic dictionary and the PDF reader. We do have a lot of things under Preferences, because everything here under Preferences should also be able to see under the Control Center. Nothing under Sound and Video. So really, we do get a pretty good system. So here's Kaja. Let's go ahead and have a look at this. And so you can open this as an administrator by right-clicking. Go ahead and do that. Caution, caution, caution. We have to enter our password, my super secret password, which is Ubuntu Mate. Just don't tell anyone. Now up here, you'll see that this guy here is the one that is under our regular user. This guy here is as a super user, and you'll see that this one says as super user. I do like in Mint, it gives you the big red bar to indicate your super user. It's like that big red bar saying, danger, Will Robinson, danger. So that's kind of what we have there. Let's see. Here's our about the computer. We can suspend, shut down, log out. So Ubuntu Mate there, which is our user lock system settings over here. So here we have settings. And you know, I've always kind of liked the way that Ubuntu Mate is themed. I kind of like the theming and things, but if you do want to change around some of those themes, let's see if I can remember where to change those at. So under your appearance here, we should see some options. I do kind of like, I think I'm running this one on my current Mate build, which is a Linux Mint Mate, I think. So that sounds about right. So I'm actually running this theme over there. This one's a nice theme. It's a little too bright for me at times. But you can see it has some of those skeuomorphic things that I like. This one's nice and dark. Or we get another dark. We all live in a blue submarine. A blue submarine. Alright, I'm going to get sued by the Beatles, aren't I? So there's how easy it is to adjust these. Of course, these will kind of give us our basic changes. And then you can further go on here. Here's your backgrounds. That should give us some images. So, whoa, I don't want to, no, move printers back. No, stop it. Created a shortcut on the desktop accidentally. All right, so what I wanted to do here is kind of minimize that. If this is just incredibly too green for you, there's more items. So this one here is the same wallpaper without the Ubuntu. Here's with the Ubuntu Mate. Notice I'm getting a little bit of screen jumpy. That's probably due to the VirtualBox. Ooh, I do like that we can snap in quarters. This one's not allowing me to, but let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about there. We can snap into quarters like that. So you can probably snap quarters, you can snap halves. I like that functionality. Budgie does not allow me to snap in quarters. I'm a little bitter about that because I use quarters quite a bit. There you go. If you're trying to duplicate a Mac, that looks kind of like a Mac background. Here's the nice gray with the Ubuntu Mate logo, so that's nice. Just a variety of other cool things. I like the options. I like the selections I have here. That's the perfect balance right there. Look at that thing. Oh wait, how about this? No, like, it's hard call. Hard call. All right, we're going with this one. I like this one. Of course, you can change your fonts around. I'm having a hard time grabbing the bar to drag it, if you've seen that. Here's our fonts. We can make some fonts a little bit bigger if we need to. Here's our interfaces. All right, so if I hit close, we can go back up to our control center over here. Here's our main menu. So this is where we can make adjustments to our main menu. So here, if we select our graphics, we can choose what is visible, what is not. You'll see that the image magic is installed, but it's not in the menu because it's really a terminal-based application. But you can see what you have and you can move things around. All right, here's our Mate tweak. So we have some tweak tools so we can show the variety of different icons. So I do really like the icons that Ubuntu Mate uses. I like that they haven't adopted this boring flat look. I really like the icons, just excellent. Let's go ahead and do that. As far as our panel, let's see. Okay, so we're on familiar now. We have this. All right, so here we have this panel. Let's go with Cupertino. Ooh, there we are. Woo! Got a little dock up there. Haha, Cupertino, just like Mac. All right, there we are. That one restores back to what we had before. Uh-oh, mutiny. There you are, if you want a more traditional Ubuntu-like feel. Of course, now I just lost my entire thing. There we are, good. Okay, good. I hate it. You guys might like it, I hate it. All right. See, I don't like this one because I really like having my list of things at the bottom. But if you are hurting for space... Uh-oh, Pantheon. Okay, we got some Pantheon going. Not a huge fan of that one either. Redmond. Oh, I'm afraid to ask. Okay, just like Windows. There you go. That's kind of anticipated if you are looking for just like Windows and traditional. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. So this is where you have your basic menu here. I'm not a huge fan of this menu because I like searching my menus. But we also have our places here. We have our system over here. Usually what I actually do is I run this setup, but then I come down to the bottom panel and I'm gonna add my better menu to it. So that's usually what I do. So can I find the menu? So there's the menu bar. I think I used this one. Let me just have a look. Yeah, this is the one I prefer to use. So I use this on my bottom and I keep the one at the top, but then my most used applications, I just have a big bar going across. And then there's actually something else I do to mine as well. Let me go back to what we started with. So we're going to go ahead and stick with this guy here. The other thing that I do on mine is I actually allow it to slide in and out. Let me see if I can remember how to do that. I might actually have to come up to the panel properties. Okay, so show the hide buttons. That's kind of what I like to do. The reason that I run this type of panel is I find with this type of panel, if we are maximizing something, occasionally what I find on, at least on Mint, is it never reserves that space for the panel at the top. This one seems to be doing that a whole lot better than Mint does. But I could never get it to reserve space, and so it's always showing at the top. And so I kind of put these arrows up so I can just kind of close the panel out, and then when I need it, I can open it right back up again. So that's kind of one of those things that I like to do with my panel. So let's go ahead and take that off. I can do a solid color, or I can use the system theme. The solid color, I can do that with some opacity to it. So that's actually pretty cool. So we can match the coloration and add some opacity to it. I could actually add a background. So if I wanted some really nice skeuomorphic type look, I could create that background pretty easy and put that in. And Windows. No, thank you. I'm done with Windows. I'm on Linux now. All right. So you can enable animations. Also, we have a variety of different window managers pre-installed. So it looks like there's 4 by default. Marco, no compositor, adaptive. This is one of those things where if you have an application like Total OS today has a little ticker, news ticker he had to move down to Compiz to make that work. Compiz is a kind of like a little fascinating thing. It allows you to do a whole lot more crazy effects and things. Let me see if I can remember where those are at. I think they're probably... I always have to look it up where they are, but you can actually look them up. And you can do a lot of just different interesting window manager things with, making the windows wobble and all sorts of other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go back to what we had initially had at the beginning there. So that is your panels, your setups. We have our desktop switcher down here. If you use different desktops, you have the options to do that. Let's see what else is in here. So if you are installing an Ubuntu, you might want to come in here and hit the additional drivers, see if there's some extra drivers that need to be installed in your system. We'll probably find some VirtualBox drivers is my guess in here, but let's see. All right, so here we have, this is the VirtualBox guest edition. So We're not using the proprietary guest editions, but I could do that. So we'll go ahead and close that out. Oh yes, if you do like screensavers, this is one of the cool things about Cinnamon and Mate that I haven't seen on many other Linux distros, or desktop environments, I should say, is screensavers. So you can actually do a variety of different screensavers. Let's see what we get here. Well, this is a fascinating preview, isn't it? Let's go through the cosmos. Looks like it's just grabbing the pictures and things. All right. But anyway, you can activate screensavers. That's an option. File management. How do you want to sort your files? Here's your behaviors. All right. And I guess finally, startup applications. Let's go ahead and have a look at these. All right. So these are all of the things that start up automatically. Like if you don't need a screen reader, it's probably safe to turn that one off. If you're never printing, you can probably turn the printer off. Anything to save just a little bit, you could probably do. Let's turn off the auto start. All right, so those are configuration there. All right, so there is a little bit about Ubuntu Mate. So overall, it feels a little bit better than it has in the past. I'm liking the default setup. Default setup is a little bit different than it was in the past, and I like it. It's very nice. Software Boutique has come a long way. I will probably no longer despise the application, so that's kind of good. And then just everything else is pretty nice. Of course, this is the minimal install. You have the option of your minimal install or your full install. So the minimal, the difference really is, does it contain things like GIMP and LibreOffice and stuff like that. We have a lot of wallpapers to choose from. We can customize our panels, add transparency to one, make the other one. So I really like this setup. This is a beautiful setup. Should I run this for a while? Should I run this on my other computer over here? What do you think? Should I run Ubuntu Mate for a little bit as a media PC? Now, I'll tell you that I used to run Ubuntu Mate as my backup computer. And when I say backup computer, it's not like my backup computer. It's the computer that stores all of my master backup files. I have an operating system specifically for that. The reason I went away from it is I found that things like Handbrake wouldn't extract files off of DVDs quite as well as it should have. And I actually thought for the longest time I just had a really cheap, crappy CD-ROM in my computer. It turned out it was the distro, because I had it over there and it's like it wasn't working. So I tried it over on the other computer and that wasn't working. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe the DVDs are messed up. And I just happened to be boot into Linux Mint Cinnamon. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try again on Linux Mint Cinnamon. So I push the button, get in there, put the CD in, perfect. So I'm like, yeah, it's an Ubuntu Mate problem. So I'll be curious to know if that has been resolved or not. So that'd be a neat little question to look into. So that is kind of my take on these. So what do you think about Ubuntu Mate? All right. I'll actually go ahead and just minimize the window in case we need to refer to it, but I want to move my comments back over here so I'm not doing this to read comments. All right, let's see. Whoa, lots of comments. Lots of comments. Or maybe I just didn't log where I was at. One of the two. Which is the true compatibility monster between starter distros, Ubuntu Mate or Linux Mint? Linux Mint, absolutely. To me, it's no question. But I mean, I've had enough little issues with Ubuntu Mate. It moves just far enough out of the familiarity realm that it really is. It does take a little bit more getting used to, but Linux Mint Cinnamon is just already there out of the box. That's kind of my thought. But this looks really good now. Run the latest version of CSGO on Linux using Wine. Watching this on my KDE Neon. Very good. KDE Neon, that rocks. Not in comments. What are the settings you apply on VirtualBox? So let's go ahead and walk through the settings I apply on VirtualBox. Let me move me around a little bit. There we are. All right, so that's this machine here. These are my settings. Now, one thing you will notice is that you'll see that my video memory is 256. Using the slider, you can only go up to 128. You get 256. There is a command to run in the terminal, and I forget exactly what it is. It's just like VB-video memory 256 and the name of the thing, but you'll have to look up the exact syntax. So you can go 256 as the highest. You can't put 512 in there. But I'm running 256 megabytes of video memory, no remote display, no video capture. That general's just naming stuff. 6 gigabytes of RAM, 4 CPUs. I'm probably using USB 2. There's an issue with USB 3 does not always allow VirtualBoxes to run. Okay, I am enabling 3D acceleration in my VirtualBox. Storage, IDE, and SATA. Audio, we have Pulse Audio. We have one network connection. Looks like I have no COM ports installed. USB controller 1.1. Like, I may be able to run it on 3. I may not. Oftentimes 3, if you set the USB to 3, the system will not work, even if you have the proper extensions installed. So that is my settings on the VirtualBox. Michaelis. A lot of retracted messages over here. Is there like a zealot in the list? Am I missing something? Compared to Ubuntu, which has a lot of bloatware installed. Well, here's the thing is that you have the minimal installation for Ubuntu now. So if bloatware is your concern, then just install the minimal installation. Now, there's still a lot of things that make it feel like a full operating system, and that's kind of the philosophy that you need to question. Like, Elementary goes on a philosophy of that doesn't have any utilities in it at all. That drives me crazy because I need some of those utilities. But for people who don't need any of those utilities, it feels like a lot cleaner and simpler of a system. Whereas Ubuntu and the various flavors, you install it, it has everything you need. You have an archive manager, you have a PDF reader, you have a disk utility, you have all those types of things. So those are, I mean, and that's what you consider bloat. What's bloat, what's not bloat. Other than the kitty. Right, kitty? Yeah? Okay. Laptop Dell N4110. Which distro can I start with? Let's look that particular laptop up. I would need to know a little bit more about the system specs on that thing. Dell Inspiron 14, it looks like that is. I'm very happy it has a case. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? 10100, oh, looks like an older one. Oh, wait, hold on. 4010. This is almost an identical model to what I run as my Windows 7 computer. I'm trying to think, what is mine? I think mine's a 7110, come to think of it. I just need to know how much RAM is in here. Okay, so 650 megahertz memory. Oh, that's video. An i3 with 6 gigs of SD DDR3 SD RAM. I'd try either your Linux Mint or try Peppermint on it, or maybe one of the other lighter weight ones. Maybe something with XFCE if Linux Mint doesn't work. Never seen Google Chrome as an option before. Actually, Farron OS has it as an option, I believe. Is it already installed? Yeah, Firefox is doing some really silly stuff. As of Firefox 60, they're going to start pushing you recommended posts and advertising based upon your preferences. You know how excited I am about that. Chrome is not already pre-installed. It was an option to install it from the browser screen. Like Ubuntu Budgie, I love Mate, welcome. Yep. Mozilla is making some really bad decisions. Mozilla has forgotten who their target audience is, and Mozilla may go the way of Netscape. But that's okay, because everyone that was working on that's working on another browser right now. So Motique is nice for installing some applications that need PPA or proprietary like Chrome. Okay. Wouldn't touch Deepin with a 50-foot pole. I checked out Solus a long time ago. I don't remember Google Chrome being an option. I'm on USB Raspberry with the Pixel desktop. Cool. It's the music on Ubuntu Mate 1604. Oh, I forgot to look at Tor. That's right. Let's have a look at Tor real quick. See if I can find it. See, I tried to install it, and it's not really there. Where are you, Mr. Software Boutique? There you are. Okay, none of these have anything to do with Tor. I type in Tor, I would probably expect to see Tor up there. Okay, so that didn't seem to install. So let's go ahead and... Yes, apply changes. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't apply changes. And by the way, if you're needing to access Tor, I do not recommend the Tor bundle. There's too much risk of potential DNS leakage. You want to do something that is integrated with Tor into the system, such as using heads, tails, Unix, cubes, any of those. All right. So here's Tor browser. But, you know, if you just need to do something real quick, I'm going to look up some medical diagnosis. It's probably not a big deal. Well, apparently that was just I just installed an installer for Tor, apparently. It's installing. Let's go back to the comments while that does its thing. I need my comments back. Come back, Mr. Comments. Come back, Mr. Comments. All right. Well, it's not a web browser category. It's an internet category, which is web browsers and other things related to the internet. Hello, people. Don't fire me. I'm too cute. I need to have my job. That's right. I should put an insurance policy on this cat. These Ubuntu things should be offered as a slim and regular build. This minimal thing is nonsense because toward the end of the installation, Mate 1604 didn't have a search bar by default. Yes, it did not. That's why I'm saying it was different. All right. Good evening, Keegan. How's it going there? Love to hear you rant about Firefox. Yeah, if I remember, I'll do it as part of the news. Not bloatware. It's a file that stores and saves file in live instance. You would like to see a rant on Firefox and even Chrome related to privacy. 1710 is jumpy when video resources are being used. Also have complained about the difficulty of grabbing corners and edges of resize. Yeah, some of that, like on some of that's the size of the window border. I know on KDE you can change the size of the window border and make it easier. I'm not sure if you can do the same on this. What happened to Brave browser? It's not installed. I mean, it's installable. It's right in the menu to install. Menu layout even has a globe menu now. Nice. Okay. Uh-oh. Love flat earthers. All right. The Earth is a cube. The Earth does not exist. We live on Mars. The Earth is a pyramid. Oh, God. What did we get ourselves into? The Illuminati are hiding the truth. Yes, they are. Alex? Are you Alex Jones? Oh, God. If you like panels at the top, that's fine. I came over from Windows after my last Windows 7 system died. I'm very used to Windows systems still, so Mint has been okay. Yep. And that's what I prefer. And I just found that there's the layout, the way it is laid out. It wasn't just like, oh, this is how it is and this, you know, it's time to change. It actually is very functional with how a workflow moves. Who uses screensavers nowadays? I do, just because of the cuteness. Kitty, leave my camera alone. I have a very tight spot between my end of my green screen and my microphone. Leave my camera alone. Manjaro Gaming Edition. I don't. Greetings, William. How's it going there? Nice if they had more screensavers. You guys are using Manjaro. I've used Manjaro before. So we're in KB3, XF burn. Most computers don't have CD. Well, I mean, some of them do, some of them don't. I think everything in the Ubuntu chain now doesn't necessarily do that. So that's actually a benefit, but I don't know. It's all right. So here we are. Let's jump back over here. You can see here the Tor browser's working. It does appear that we are properly connected. That is not my IP address. JavaScript is enabled, so that seems to be working. Haven't touched DVD for years. Simple Scan. Who runs Linux on a brand new computer anyway? One of the things I found when I was rebuilding this computer is how few computer cases actually have a place to put a tray openable or removable disk drive or something. It's insane, because I use those for my IC dock, because I want to be able to swap my hard drives in and out. Download the additional screensavers in the welcome menu. Ooh, I didn't. Are there more screensavers in the welcome menu? That's cool. Most modern computers won't even run Linux. I think they will. I mean, it's just some of them are getting annoying to do, and some of them are just locked already into a system. But I still find DVD drives to be useful. Yeah, I think maybe the next time I need a DVD drive, I might just buy an external USB one, because even though I use it, it's not something that gets used a lot. It'd be a very easy tool to just have packed away somewhere, and well, when I need it, pull it out. But most of the time, I mean, it's not like it's something I use every day. Mate looks very futuristic. Is it from a sci-fi movie? Probably. Same as floppy disk. Who uses it? Geeks. Similar experience with Handbrake with Ubuntu Mate. Didn't have a problem with Manjaro, XFCE, or Mid-Cinnamon. Yeah, I ran Manjaro Budgie when I ran it. Really enjoyed it. Yes, the military. U.S. military. They use floppy. Install tools should be there, but they shouldn't be included by default. That'd be neat to not have the tools there and just have one more menu to install tools that you need. That would be a really cool way to make a good minimal distro. And this is funny. Even this is the minimal distro, and it was still 2 gigabytes. Can someone explain that one to me? Be nice if a few more by default. Installing Linux on my main rig as I watch this. Very good. Would you buy a floppy disk drive too? You know what I need to do? I need to get that Windows 98 laptop I have running, because it has my COM port and my floppy disk port. I can use that, move files over to the USB, and I'm golden. And on top of that, I would love to surf the net on Windows 98 again. Okay, when a Peppermint OS based on Ubuntu 18.04 comes out, I will use that one. Yeah, that'd be neat. I'm still on Peppermint 7, I think. Whatever not the current, but the previous one, because it works perfect. I love it. And actually, I don't like the theming quite as much in the new one. I love the theming on the old one. I don't really like it as much in the newer one. Need to be able to move stuff on my system that can't read from a flash drive. KDE's progress so far. Recently, I think KDE distros such as Ubuntu and Manjaro can rival even Mint in terms of user friendliness. Yeah, I think that's still too easy to get lost in the settings, but I mean, as long as you theme it out of the box right, yeah, because they'll never even have to go looking for the settings. Alright, say Mate takes a little bit more getting used to, but it really does not take long. No, it doesn't take long at all. Neon will rock even more once they switch back and move to Calamaris. Torn between Ubuntu Mate and Mint Cinnamon. Yeah, I'm still a Mint Cinnamon guy. I like my mint ice cream. I like my cinnamon ice cream. I don't know. I should make cinnamon ice cream. Amazing cinnamon ice cream. Follow my vanilla ice cream recipe on my cooking channel. Add a teaspoon of cinnamon. It's like a snickerdoodle cookie ice cream. It's amazing. How do you make a partition selector in dialog? What? YouTube doesn't like Tom. They don't like me again? I was just on their friendly side again. You must not have gotten the notification. I only put up the notification like a half hour earlier this time though, so. Any recommendations for exotic Linux systems? I mean, how exotic are you going? What do you mean by exotic? Everything based on Debian, it's better to use Debian and install whatever you want. Alright, you still have Windows 7 system. Yes, I do most of my development on a Windows 7 system because I've had the computer for a decade and it still works perfectly fine. So I'm not changing that. I've had client files on there for the last 10 years. But when that's dead, everything's ready to be ported over to Linux. It's just my Windows 7 computer hasn't died yet, so, you know. I'm using now a desktop environment that I hate so much. No, I'm sorry. When Ubuntu 18.10 rolls around, you should give it a look. Alright, remind me. Daniel, you need to find a way to tell us when you plan to broadcast. Just finished watching a Facebook video and found you're live again. Like Thursdays, if I stream Thursdays, it's random on Thursdays, but it generally would be 7 because I do a Christian live stream at 9. So I will be live streaming on my Christian channel tonight at 9 if you want to tune in for that. That's at Our Walk in Christ. The the channel is linked from my main YouTube page here. So, but yeah, so if I do stream on Thursdays on this channel, it's usually like 7. And Daniel, your mouse pad is in the mail. I think they said 3 days to get there, so so look for it Saturday or Monday, I guess. Till Mozilla trashes the old versions. Mozilla's already trashing the old versions. Did you think? Did you get that link I messaged you? I never messaged you YouTube before. I don't know. When did you send it? Let's see. Oh, that sounds scary. Yeah, I got it. That does sound very exciting. We're going to need a double layer tinfoil hat for that one. and I might do that. I might do that one this weekend. That sounds... I've seen a few of those news articles pop up, and I'm curious to dig into it a little bit deeper. So we won't tell anyone else what it is yet. Kind of ironic to say Firefox will go the way of Netscape when Netscape literally went the way of Firefox. I know. Only reason I've not gone fully Ubuntu is games. There you go. But the extensions that work on Firefox, like down them all, and Flash got. Okay. Looked on Play on Linux app, but seems to have issues. Yeah, that's not all that good. Sorry, is Ubuntu is Mate 1804 buggy? It doesn't seem to be. In fact, from what a lot of people were saying, it does seem to be probably the most stable of the flavors right now. It didn't seem buggy right away, but I would have to run it on bare metal to know for sure. Why does the Ubuntu Mate welcome screen still open up to a blinking cursor? Seems a bit intimidating and hacky to new users. That's a possibility. Isn't Tor one of the deep web browsers? Yes, Tor is a deep web browser. Yes. In fact, to get onto Onion Router sites, you have to be on a Tor browser. Tested the resizing, Ubuntu 1804, no issues, even its paper-thin borders. The sun is flat. Yes, it is. You checked to see what snaps it has installed. No, I did not. Core pulse mixer. Kitty, leave my camera alone. Nope, you're out of here. Go. You can come back for your treats. That's right. You got denied. Oh, he's giving me the look. Look at that look. He's like, dude. You need to leave my microphone alone. Or my camera. Leave my camera alone, kitty. Here. You can sit up here like that. All right. Software Boutique. Ubuntu Mate welcome screen is a snap package. Dude, I want to install the Ubuntu Mate welcome screen as a snap package on Linux Mint. That'll mess you up. Oh, boy. Oh boy, comments just keep coming. I'm going to try and wrap this up here in about 10 minutes or so, so my apologies if I don't get to your comments. I want to get some to eat before I do the Christian stream, which will be 1 hour from now. Gonna work on Ubuntu again. Being in the IT field, most of my server work is Windows based. May switch soon. Still use DVDs. I like physical copies not tied to a server. Gotta run. See ya, Joe. Have a good one. I'm sure you're gone already, though, because, man, this is going for a while. I don't want you to back up data. They want you to put it all in the cloud so they can steal it. That's why they're moving. That's exactly what they're trying to do. We have another tinfoil hat time or thing. You see what is using much memory. Okay. Is HTOP installed? Nope. HTOP. Here is HTOP. If that helps you out, I'll just leave that on the screen for a few minutes. Thing is, if I switch completely, I need to reinstall all my systems and suck back into Windows. Martian, you look closely, the computers are running GNOME with a custom theme. Install my Dell PowerEdge. Do you like flat UI or skeuomorphism? I prefer skeuomorphism. I hate flat UI. It's boring and ugly and pathetic. I used to use Ubuntu Mate, but I switched to KDE Neon. Hello, Midnight Owl. You missed most of the distro review. We need 40 terabytes for? Shoot, I wish I had 40 terabytes. That'd be awesome. Think about using Gentoo or Slackware-based distros. As long as you're not relying on portability, I think it's a great option. Because it's like, I mean, it's going to custom install. The thing about running them, though, is it's just like Windows. It installs everything specifically for your custom hardware. And with that being said, you know, you can't have the portability. So if you got to replace something, you're up for a fight to get things working again. But for the most part, not bad. I love mint with just a hint of cinnamon. There you go. Want your personal Jarvis. Yeah, as long as it's not connected to the cloud. Like, you know. I think we already have that, don't we? Okay, Google. Do watch the Christian videos when they come out, but I can't stay up that late. All right, Daniel, make sure you know, too, I am pretty much everywhere on podcasting now. The only place that I do not have the podcasts going right now is Spotify. And if I'm missing anything, then let me know. Time to get that tinfoil hazmat suit out. Yeah, we're going to need it. Hey, I've reached the bottom of the comments. Let's go ahead and feed the beast, and then we're going to feed the beast, and we're going to wrap this up. And if you want to join me back again on the Christian channel, I'm doing a live stream on that channel in just about 1 hour. I'm going to go have some dinner in between. You know what time it is, don't you? It's time for kitty treats. These kitty treats are compliments of Saddle Ridge. Yes, oh yeah, go get it, go get it. It's right there, it's right there, go get it. It's right there. See it right there? Get it. Alright, I got 2 kitties in here right now, so I gotta be extra careful. All right, you, right here. No, right here. Alright. Oh boy, oh boy. We got another one. Let's do dish one and dish camera over here. Oh boy. Alright. Back up the cat. Oh, actually, that's your limit. That's your limit, dude. You get 2, because you get 2 more later. Alright, that's the kitty limit. Alright, podcast on TuneIn. Yes, they are on TuneIn. The podcast is called Our Walk in Christ Podcast. It is on TuneIn as of this week. Okay, Google, use my voice for training data so you can spy on me more. Actually, it's funny as Facebook has been utilizing all your Instagram photos to do their machine AI. Oh, I'm sorry, kitty. You never got it, did you? I'm sorry. Here, you never got that last one, did you? I'm sorry. I thought you got it, buddy. I thought you got it. Yes. All right. Phones that do not spy on us yet. I'm liking Copperhead. Actually, I'm talking with the director of Copperhead, and we are probably going to get together and do a video soon. So if you have specific questions on the Copperhead Copperhead phone build, let me know, and I'm compiling questions, and probably next week sometime we're going to be I'll have him on the show, and we'll talk Copperhead OS. May have to restart the stream to see what he said. Can I hear you talking faintly in the background? All right. Okay, so we're gonna jump off here for now. So you can join me in 1 hour. Let me find the link for that real quick. All right. So link for that is in there. That one's going to be up in 1 hour. Would you test more ROMs? I had a buddy who put Ubuntu on his phone, had an iOS for it that was Linux. Copperhead. Copperhead is a security and privacy-based Android ROM. Would I test more ROMs? Only if you provide me with a phone. I have 1 smartphone left right now, and it is my production phone. All right, we're going to jump off. We will catch you guys later. Once again, you can help support the store, Switch to Linux at shop.switchtolinux.com. And check out Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. So thanks for hanging out. Oh, we got one more. Tom, one more on Copperhead. Tom, can you ask the Copperhead director if they're going to offer Copperhead for more phones in the current selection? We'll write it down. By the way, you can actually compile it for any phone. You can unlock the bootloader. It just it doesn't necessarily get all the security things. Will there be more officially supported phones? All right, that's down. All right, we'll catch you guys later. See you in about an hour if you want to come along for that. And have yourselves a good evening otherwise.